That was fun. So this is my 1976 Plymouth Trailduster. Let's take a look at it. This is a 1976 Plymouth Trailduster I bought in 2005. I bought it while I was at school in Wyoming. It was originally a big block, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive Plymouth Trailduster. I mean, it didn't run when I first picked it up, but I think I put a couple things on the motor and like ignition and kind of did a once over on the carburetor and put a battery in it, and it started running. Had fun with it for a while I was in Wyoming. Trailered it back here, and that's where it kind of sat. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. It's kind of rusty. The previous owner lived in Wyoming, but they made trips to Iowa once a year or so to visit family. So it's got a little bit of rust, not too bad. I actually like the patina of the truck, and I think I might just keep it that way. I mean, it's ugly, but it's that kind of pretty ugly in my eyes. Kind of rare. First time I saw this thing, I didn't even know what it was. It said Plymouth on the front of it, and it was a truck. That just blew my mind. I never knew that they actually made a truck. But this is similar to a Dodge Ram Charger, and actually really the only difference is the front grille. I'm pretty sure even the fenders are the same. Seeing that you could actually remove the top on it, that pretty much sold me, because you know, my brothers and my dad, they are Chevy Blazer fans. My brother's got an 86 Chevy Blazer. My dad's got an 89 GMC Jimmy, and they both have removable tops. So I figured I could buy this and hang out with them. Be a lot cooler. Got it back from Wyoming. It sat for a year. Decided to kind of tinker around with it, get it running again. And that's when I figured out that the engine itself had seized up. I had left the air cleaner off, and somehow water got into it and seized up the engine. It was a 440 low compression engine. Thought about rebuilding it, you know, just having a really big gas motored truck, and I'd looked around to find another engine for it. Couldn't really find anything that I didn't have to drive halfway across the country to get. And that's when I came across a 91 Dodge 3/4 ton pickup. And I had been doing some reading about, you know, guys buying these trucks and doing the Cummins swap on it. And I think that's probably, after seeing that truck and seeing the drivetrain in it, I had to buy the truck. The truck was a construction truck, and it looked like they had hauled rocks in the bed. It was all rusty, you know. The interior was crap. The floorboards were completely rusted on it. Frame was decent. It had quite a bit of rust in the wheel wells, wheel arches. I took the drivetrain out of it. I took the engine, the transmission, the axles, transfer case, and basically put it in this. And to be honest with you, I was gearing up for a battle and found out that this truck from the front doors forward is actually the same as that truck. They never changed the frame or anything. Slight changes in the frame was really all they did. That was an automatic truck, this was an automatic truck, and really to swap everything in, I had to drill 4 new holes for the transmission crossmember, and basically the drivetrain was in. You know, this is a first gen Cummins, so everything is mechanical. You could basically run this engine off of 3 wires, which was amazing to me. The biggest headaches I faced with doing the Cummins swap on this was getting the factory radiator and intercooler to fit on this front clip. I basically had to gut the front clip just to get the coolers stacked up to where it'll fit inside this front clip here. That's probably what I spent most of the time doing. You know, going from a carbureted gas car to a diesel car, it's pretty much all you got to do is drain the gas tank, swap the motor over, and then you're putting different fuel in it. That's pretty much all I did. Front axle is a Kingpin Dana 60, which is unbelievably strong. I'd probably never break it. Rear is a Dana 70. Transmission I think is a A518. I could be wrong. It was basically stock to the truck. Transfer case is a 205 transfer case, NP 205, and it was pretty much just a direct swap. I had to get a new drive shaft for the rear, front drive shaft fit. That's pretty much it. You know, if you're ever looking for a swap to do, this was probably the easiest one you can possibly do. This being a first gen, it's a VE pump. It has a VE injection pump on it. They're just known to be reliable, not to build like ridiculous amount of power with it. I think the highest I've ever seen on a first gen still using the VE pump was like 600 horsepower. So, I mean, that would be more than enough for what I want. So my plans for this truck is just to have kind of a summer vehicle that I can just take the doors off, take the top off, and just cruise. You know, and I've got some parts to put a little bit more power into the engine. I got a new fuel pin, I got a new governor spring. Haven't put those in yet. The turbo is really laggy. These 91.5s, they had probably the biggest exhaust housing. It doesn't build boost fast, but it gets the job done. Projects that I need to do: I need to put the seats back in. I need to finish the driver's floor. I gotta patch the passenger floor. Fix the transmission tunnel. I want to get a new shifter for it. Put the seats back in. The front seats are going to be 2 seats from a Chevy pickup truck. Like a 2003 Chevy pickup truck is where I got these seats. You know, I couldn't beat the deal. They were on Craigslist for $50 for 2 seats. I couldn't pass it up. I got the 1 seat installed. And the main reason I wanted to use these seats was the fact that the seat belt is already on the seat frame. So taking the top off, I wouldn't lose my seat belt. Really, it's just a toy. Something to cruise around in. something unique. If I really wanted to, I could put a hitch on it and pull the Jeep, which I might do. That'd be kind of fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. That helps me out a lot. So we'll see you in the next one.